Right. Good evening and many thanks for joining us tonight. We are coming to you live from the nation's capital, Nairobi. And of course, this is the state of the nation. We have much and more lined up for you. But first thing first, our top stories tonight.
Tonight, the deadly crash. Several people feared dead after aircraft crashed and burnt to ashes in Kwale. Surrender or we will come for you. Ruto issues stern warning to illegal firearm owners to surrender them or face the consequences. Also tonight, stop transferring voters. Boni Halwale accuses government of transferring voters from Nandi to Malava in favor of UDA candidate. Plus, the biting drought. Drought ravaged Garissa County as leaders call for urgent drought intervention.
This is Kutv Primetime News with Auma Evans.
Right, our sign language interpreter tonight is Naomi Omboi. Remember, you can talk to us on all of our social media platforms. We are coming to you live on YouTube at KUTV News Live. You can tweet us on X at KUTV_Kenya at Auma Evans. The hashtag to use, State of the Nation. So tonight we begin with rather some sad news. At least 11 people have been reported dead following Tuesday's morning deadly aircraft crash at the Simba Matuga area in Matuga constituency in Kwale County. The ill-fated aircraft was carrying tourists heading to Masai Mara from Diani before the crash. The Kenya Civil Aviation Authority, in a statement, confirmed the incident involving the plane registered as 5YCCA. The government agencies are already investigating the cause of the crash to assess the extent of the damage. The Civil Aviation Authority says more details will be released once preliminary findings are completed. All right, now to some matters politics. Now, President William Ruto has issued a firm directive ordering all civilians in Baringo County possessing illegal firearms to surrender them to the government immediately or face severe consequences. The president assured residents that the government has deployed additional police officers to restore order and protect communities from bandit attacks. Ruto made these remarks during his charm offensive tour of Baringo County, as Moses Masha now details in the following report.
During his visit to Baringo County to inspect the launch of various development projects, President William Ruto issued a stern warning to individuals still in possession of illegal weapons, urging them to surrender the arms voluntarily or face the full force of the law.
Tutapambana na wao. And I want to promise you, hawa watu wa kuiba ng'ombe hapa na bunduki kidogo kidogo, hawa watu nitawasort out completely. Tayari wamerudisha bunduki 600 na bado kuna wengine wako na bunduki, na nimewapatia ilani, yani ile notice, warudishe bunduki mapema. Wasiporudisha bunduki haya basi, mtu asiniulize maswali mingi.
Nimewaambia kwa mambo ya security, kwa mambo ya bunduki, hakuna public participation, hakuna consultation, hakuna mtu ana consult wewe, tunakujia bunduki anytime, and we will not tell you, because we will not tell criminals where they are when we are coming for them.
The head of state also held a series of rallies across the county, promising a range of development initiatives aimed at transforming the region. At Kabarnet, President William Ruto inspected the progress of 81-kilometer Kasoyo, Riwo, Seretunin, Talai, Kasisit, Kipcherere, Kampi Samaki Road, a project valued at 207 million.
Sasa niko na pesa ya kutosha kukamilisha barabara yenu ya Kasoyo.
He further announced that the construction of Kabarnet University will soon commence, with the Ministry of Lands and Housing set to build hostels to accommodate 1,000 students. In addition, 2,000 affordable housing units will be built in Kabarnet town, a project expected to give the area a new modern look. The president also revealed that 900 million Kenyan shillings has been allocated for the construction of a modern international football stadium in Kabarnet in collaboration with the Kenya Defence Forces.
Kujenga stadium ya Kabarnet.
He further directed the Ministry of Lands and Housing to gazette land for the establishment of a special economic zone in the town. On his visit to Marigat, President Ruto laid the foundation stone for the 382-unit affordable housing project, saying the initiative will help elevate the area's urban profile.
Mimi nimesema ya kwamba kwa sababu Kenya ni nchi ya michezo. Tuko na kandanda, tuko na wakimbiaji, tuko na sportsmen and women of all types. Sawa? Munajua mimi najenga stadium ya kimataifa kule Nairobi inaitwa Talanta. Lakini vile vile nimesema hatuwezi kujenga Nairobi kama hatuwezi kujenga Baringo. Sasa Kabarnet, mji yenu ya Kabarnet hapa, tumewapatia shilingi milioni 900 kujenga stadium ya Kabarnet.
Later, the president inspected the ongoing 100-kilometer Marigat, Muchongoi, Karandi, Ngarua, Muhotetu Junction and Muhotetu Sipili roads, reaffirming his administration commitment to improving infrastructure and livelihoods in Baringo County. Anyango Sylvia, KUTV.
Now matters politics. Political temperature continue to run high in Malava constituency, setting the stage for a critical political background or battleground ahead of the November 27th by-election. Kakamega Senator Boni Halwale has accused the government of failing voters from Nandi to Malava to drum up support for UDA candidate David Ndakwa in the upcoming by-elections. Halwale warned that such move could spark tension between the Luya community and the Kalenjin communities, as Glory Gathure now reports.
Speaking during the campaigns in Malava, Trans Nzoia Governor George Natembeya endorsed Seth Panyako of the Democratic Action Party of Kenya, describing him as a candidate capable of uniting Kabras residents and addressing long-standing local grievances. He warned that a vote for Ndakwa David will place key decisions in the hands of outsiders, emphasizing the importance of independent, locally accountable leadership. Natembeya also framed the by-elections as a step towards ensuring broader Luya representation in national politics, including the 2027 presidential race.
Sisi tumeshindwa kupanga siasa yetu. Tumepeleka watu kule mbele, wameenda pale kwenda kulala wasingizi, hawajui ile tabu tuko nayo. Hii umaskini ambayo tuko nayo hapa Western, ndio inafanya hata karani wa president anakuja kusomea sisi kama watoto wadogo. Mambo ya kuchaguliwa viongozi. Kuchaguliwa viongozi. Faruku. Matusi. Kunyanyaswa.
Kakamega Senator Boni Halwale focused on legal and procedural matters, noting that Ndakwa could have been barred for failing to resign his MCA seat. He jokingly said that resignation was unnecessary, as Ndakwa could return to his MCA seat if defeated in the by-election. Halwale also criticized voter manipulation, accusing the government of transferring voters from Nandi, warning that it could inflame tension between Luya and Kalenjin communities. He encouraged Seth Panyako to consolidate Kabra's support and ensure local accountability.
And I know President William Ruto anajua kwamba Indakwa atapoteza kiti, ndio hawakumwambia ajiuzulu, ataanguka na atarudi kiti yake. I warn you chairman, maneno ya kuhamisha wapigaji kura kutoka huko Nandi, kutoka Washinigishu wa Nandi wakuja kupiga hapa kura, uwache. Sasa tumejua ukifanya hivyo utakuwa umeanza kupiganisha Waluya na Wakalenjin.
The Malava by-election is seen as a test of party strength and regional influence. For the Democratic Action Party of Kenya, it represents an opportunity to demonstrate unity and challenge the ruling party, while the United Democratic Alliance aims to maintain its foothold in a historically opposition-leaning region. The outcome of the by-election may also signal broader community alignment ahead of the 2027 general elections.
Matusi! Matusi! Kunyanyaswa! Kunyanyaswa! Uongozi mbaya! Uongozi mbaya! Umaskini! Ukabila! Yenye mupasonjo sana.
Glory Kadhure, KUTV, Nairobi.
Now from Malava constituency, now let me take you to Garissa County. Now Garissa Governor Nathif Jama has raised alarm over a rapidly deteriorating drought situation in the county, which he said calls for concerted effort from all stakeholders and partners to address it. Listen in.
The effects of 4 consecutive failed rainy seasons are now evident across Garissa County. Dry riverbeds, depleted pasture, and struggling communities desperate for relief. Garissa Governor Nathif Jama has raised alarm over the worsening drought in Garissa, urging urgent intervention from the national government and partners.
We are sounding alarm that the situation of the drought is extremely biting, becoming extremely hard for the pastoralist communities and for many settlements. At the moment, we are sounding that 18 of our 30 wards are severely hit, and we are tracking.
According to the National Drought Management Authority, Garissa remains in the alert drought phase, with over 33,000 households facing starvation and livestock conditions worsening by the day. Garissa Deputy County Commissioner Sebastian Okiring and NDMA Coordinator Abdinur Dubo urge development partners and humanitarian agencies to intensify drought response efforts.
The community has not recovered from the first drought, neither has it recovered from the second, third, and even the fourth. So it is a situation that is getting dire, and a lot of support is required so that we safeguard or protect our people, our livestock, and our wildlife. So really, we want to call upon all partners to come in and actively engage so that we are able to alleviate this situation. We are working very closely with NDMA.
We are appealing to all stakeholders and to everyone, including the national government, to ensure that we fast track the aspects of additional water resources being channeled to us, the aspect of activate the commercial offtake, and considering that we have close to 33,000 households are also in food secure, according to the report that we generated and the records the county.
However, according to the Kenya Meteorological Department, weather forecast for the next 5 days, rainfall is expected to increase above normal, with some areas experiencing day and night rainfall. Counties in the coastal region, the northwestern part of the country such as Turkana, and the northeastern part such as Garissa will also experience strong southerly to southeasterly winds of above 25 knots.
Surely that at least
the Kenya Meteorological Department has also warned of the low pressure system change currently over the southwest Indian Ocean. Change, a weakening tropical system that was once a stronger cyclone. Proximity to the coast may influence local weather conditions over southern coastal Kenya and Tanzania early in the week. According to the forecast, Siaya, Kisumu, Homa Bay, Migori, Kisii, Nyamira, Trans Nzoia, Baringo, Uasin Gishu, Elgeyo Marakwet, Nandi, Nakuru, Narok, Kericho, Bomet, Kakamega, Vihiga, Bungoma, Busia, and West Pokot counties are expected to experience day-long rains and showers accompanied by thunderstorms in this period. Residents in affected counties are advised to be alert for floods and landslides, avoid walking or driving through moving water, and stay away from open fields and trees during storms.
Meanwhile, First Lady Rachel Ruto has called for urgent investment and financing to accelerate Kenya's transition from traditional firewoods to use of clean cooking technologies in schools, correctional facilities and other public institutions. Speaking in Nairobi at the opening of a two-day high-level summit on unlocking finance and investment for institutional clean cooking, the First Lady revealed that Kenya's institutional sector remains a major consumer of biomass energy, with more than 35,000 primary schools, 10,000 secondary schools and 136 correctional facilities relying heavily on firewood to prepare meals for millions. The 2023 master facility list recorded 14,883 institutions still dependent on biomass as their main energy source.
The 2024 National Household Air Pollution Strategy indicates that, unfortunately, 26,000 Kenyans lose their lives annually due to indoor air pollution. And over 50% of that 26,000 are, unfortunately, young kids under the age of 5.
What we need now is partnerships and scale. Each of us in this room, governments, banks, philanthropists, and investors hold a piece of the solution.
Ladies and gentlemen, this initiative is not just a technological upgrade. It is a game changer, a holistic, scalable solution with educational, environmental, economic, and health impacts.
In the Ministry of Investment, Trade and Industry, we have a 5-point plan. One is to work closely with Treasury to come up with an incentive regime to attract this international capital in this clean cooking space.
As you are well aware, Kenya is already a trailblazer in carbon finance. There is substantial opportunity for growth in this country. Transitioning institutions to clean cooking presents a prime opportunity for significant long-term carbon revenues because their energy needs generate and are aggregated. There are pool demand for cooking fuels.
All right, it's now 21 minutes past 9 o'clock. Time to take our very first break here on the State of the Nation. Keep it locked. We'll be back with more.
Panda. Our planet's future is in our hands. However, there is a threat to the brightness of this tomorrow. On EarthCheck, we share the challenges, the solutions, and the hope.
I would call this a very momentous day, a very critical day.
Every episode, every story, every step we take creates a ripple. Join me, the environmentalist Emmanuel Kutosi, on KUTV every Wednesday at 8 p.m. and be part of EarthCheck. Welcome.
Wa jamii. Kupanda shuka akawa tuzo, ukakamavu wake ukatii na kumfanya mwenye bidii. Kwa machozi na makeke akabaini jinsi ya kuweni. Huyu ni mwanamke ngangari kwa jinsi alivyo ng'ari. Mimi ni mwanamke mwake. Usikose kutazama kipindi cha mwanamke mwake nami Caroline Kimwele.
Msimu mpya, uso mpya, nguvu mpya bila shaka na ari mpya. Lakini dhamira ni ile ile. Kuboresha kilimo kwa maisha bora. Jiunge nami James Baraka na nahodha wako mpya wa kipindi cha Boresha Kilimo, tunapochunguza mbinu za kisasa za kilimo, ukipenda teknolojia ibuka katika kilimo, maoni ya wataalamu na hadithi za mafanikio kutoka kila pembe ya taifa. Kutoka kwa wakulima wadogo hadi biashara za kilimo zilizostawi, tunakuvika maarifa na suluhisho kamili, si tu za kuongeza mazao yako bali pia kuimarisha maisha yako. Kila Jumamosi saa 6:30 na Jumanne saa 4 asubuhi, usipitwe na baraka za Boresha Kilimo, nami James Baraka, hapa hapa KUTV.
Miti miti, panda panda, miti miti. Our planet's future is in our hands. However, there is a threat to the brightness of this tomorrow. On EarthCheck, we share the challenges, the solutions, and the hope.
I would call this a very momentous day, a very critical day.
Every episode, every story, every step we take creates a ripple. Join me, the environmentalist Emmanuel Kutosi, on KUTV every Wednesday at 8 p.m. and be part of EarthCheck. Welcome.
Are you ready to take charge of your health? Welcome to Focus on Health, your weekly guide to staying informed and living better. Join me every week as I sit down with trusted medical experts.
Gynecology is basically a field concerned with mainly the female genitalia.
Explore real-life stories
during when the patient come in
and bring you updates and tips that are beneficial to your health. Because health isn't just important, it is everything. Tune in to Focus on Health every Thursday at 7:30 p.m. only on KUTV. I'm your host, Kandia Marian, and I'll see you then.
Are you an aspiring media practitioner, a graduate, or you just want to advance your skills in television production? Then welcome to Kenyatta University, where education meets innovation. KUTV, the premier university television station in Kenya, is now offering short courses in TV studio, field technical operations, and video editing. Through these courses, you will acquire hands-on skills on camera operations, media production, lighting techniques, audio-visual editing, and sound and visual control, and how to operate key equipment in modern TV control room. Enroll today at KUTV and discover your full potential in cutting-edge TV broadcasting. Graduates of these courses will receive professional certificates. For more information, visit our offices at KUTV Studios or call us on 020-870-4252 or 020-870-4255 or SMS us on 0739-110-544. KUTV, a new experience.
Hi, my name is Stella Tioi.
Jina langu naitwa Okemwa Mukwa James.
This is Mandela Gaya.
Ugonjwa ulipokuja ulichukua siku 3 ukaniweka in coma. 20 wamezikwa, 2 ndio wako hai.
I don't even know how it feels to see.
I feel like I cannot express myself well the way somebody who can walk can actually express themselves.
Ilichukua muda mwingi mrefu tena mpana ili kuikubali kwamba mimi siwezi tembea tena.
I've come to actually accept myself.
Ukijaribu kumsimamisha mtu umwambie tafadhali nionyeshe njia.
They find it quite strange talking to you.
You should just make schools integrated.
Inclusive setups.
By providing the right facilities.
Ni nguzo na uso wa jamii. Kupanda shuka, akawa tuzo. Ukakamavu wake, ukatii na kumfanya mwenye bidii. Kwa machozi na makeke, akabaini jinsi ya kuwini. Huyu ni mwanamke ngangari, kwa jinsi alivyo ng'ari. Mimi ni mwanamke mwake. Usikose kutazama kipindi cha mwanamke mwake, nami Caroline Kimwele.
Kaka mtazamaji popote ulipo, unapokuwa ukitazama Safina Show
inang'oananga sasa hivi. Ungana nami Albanas Mwania, nahodha wa Safina Show, nikutoe ng'ambo ya pili hadi ufuoni. Safina Show, sauti ya matumaini.
Jamii. Kupanda shuka, akawa tuzo. Ukakamavu wake, ukatii na kumfanya mwenye bidii. Kwa machozi na makeke, akabaini jinsi ya kuwini. Huyu ni mwanamke ngangari, kwa jinsi alivyo ng'ari. Mimi ni mwanamke mwake. Usikose kutazama kipindi cha mwanamke mwake, nami Caroline Kimwele.
Kaka mtazamaji popote ulipo, unapokuwa ukitazama Safina Show
inang'oananga sasa hivi. Ungana nami Albanas Mwania, nahodha wa Safina Show, nikutoe ng'ambo ya pili hadi ufuoni. Safina Show, sauti ya matumaini.
You are watching KUTV Primetime News with Auma Evans.
All right, welcome back and thank you for keeping it State of the Nation. So we begin the State of the Nation, of course, tonight with my guest, Honorable Moses Obenzo. Asante sana for making time, Moses, to give some insight to a very important discussion about the state of the nation, where we discuss matters, politics, and everything in between that concerns you, the common mwananchi. And much of talk has been about now the cybercrime law that President William Ruto signed. It was actually a bill that President William Ruto signed into law on 15th of October, minutes or hours before he announced the passing of former Prime Minister Raila Odinga. Well, much of talk, a lot of people have been criticizing the law itself, some calling it discriminatory in terms of curtailing the freedom of expression, which was one of the anchors pillar that the late Prime Minister really fought for it. Well, from your own point of understanding, and of course from where you sit, do you think the bill itself curtails the freedom of expression, as a lot of people purport to?
Thank you. Thanks for having me tonight. First of all, allow me say that it was a bit ironical because the moment at which we lost our enigma Raila Odinga, that is the time the president saw that he deemed fit to amend to the bill before he announced the breaking news. Because this is the man who had fought hard to ensure that the Bill of Rights are enshrined in our 2010 Constitution. And of course, we have always had some dissenting voices that have believed that some of the sections in the Computer Misuse and Cybercrime Act will puzzle the journalists, and it will curtail some of the rights, like right of expression, of which if I can just mention some section like section 27 of the Computer Misuse and Cybercrime Act, we find that some terms they are like grossly offensive. So when the Parliament, which is given the rights as per Article 94 of the Constitution, which is derived from the people, they're given the right to come up with the statutes. And these statutes must always be giving effect to the Constitution, which is the parent law. Like Article 24 of the Constitution talks about the limitation of the right, so that it does not infringe to another person. But again, when the Parliament is given the opportunity to come up with these statutes to give effect to the parent law, they can't be vague, and they must be very clear. Like a statement like grossly offensive expression that an individual can post to the media, how can the court interpret such kind of a vague statement? Because you actually, by extension, giving the right of making of the law to the court, which is against the principle of separation of power. Because a judge sitting on his bench, how can he interpret that the statement that somebody has said in the media? For example, if someone does not like whatever I'm saying, or if I write on the Facebook like tomorrow is my birthday, and somebody feel like it's offensive for him because he does not like me, how can you take me to court and say whatever you write is so we must, it must not always be an expression given by someone to the media must be liked by everyone else, unless it borders defamation, and that one is provided under common law. So we really don't have to go that extent. But of course, some section like section 42A, which gives penalty to SIM swap. Of course, we have criminals in this country, and we must always come up with laws that curtail such kind of acrimonious activities or criminal financial losses that we incur as a country. That one is okay. So I believe that the parliamentarians should always come up with the sober laws that within the Constitution. But now finally also, Bill of Rights, it's under the basic structure of the Constitution. That one, before they make those laws, we must always seek for public participation, because those are the paramount rights of citizens that we cannot be curtailed, and citizens must always be sought for at a point at which we are making either subsidiary laws to the effect by the executive or statutes to give effect to those laws. Yes.
And of course, in defense of President William Ruto, which on several occasions he has come out clear to try and defend, first of all, the reason and of course the timing of the signing of the bill, which according to him, before he received the information about the passing of the former Prime Minister, he was already ready and set for the action of the day. And it's just happened that during that particular time, he was ready to sign the bill, and that is in his own defense. But do you probably, in your own assessment, do you think this particular bill has some component of it that is a little bit, fair in terms of safeguarding. Even there is a section that talks about access to pornography materials, of which President William Ruto and of course the sponsors of the bill argue that to some extent it might reduce this act of promoting an ethical behavior in the society, especially when it comes to issues to access to pornography, especially to the young kids at home.
I will say that they say laws are like spider webs.
Mm-hmm.
The bigger flies they go through, but the small flies they are caught.
Mm-hmm.
And according to also Karl Marx, who believed that laws are there to make the poor subservient and the rich to enrich themselves.
Mm-hmm.
In regard to pornographic materials and such stuff, I agree that we must always control them. But give and take, we have parental guidance, even our TV.
Mm-hmm.
There's a way you can control.
Mm-hmm.
Even the tablets that we buy for our kids, we always control them and ensure is limited access to such kind of immoral contents provided.
Mm-hmm.
But for us who are grown-ups, I really don't think it's necessary to have a limitation to access to them, because in any case we can control ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
Morality cannot be regulated by law. Remember that.
But the issue, and I think this is the bone of contention, it's the access to these gadgets and sites for the young ones, and the argument is there is an extent to which you can actually regulate, especially what they can consume, unless probably you do it through some legal sort of action. So that's why the rationale behind this bill. So I don't know if it's trying to make sense in that sense.
Yeah, I believe so, because now, of course, as a president, he has also sole responsibility to ensure we also grow morally, and we ensure the country is also has a moral fabric and unity of purpose that we can push forward and as a country move in the right direction in regard to social economic activities that we are doing. But there's a lot inside. You see, let me give an example of how BBI came. You see, government has always been mischievous in coming up with laws. They will always push some mischievous laws that are detrimental to our rights by icing on top and putting good laws that we seem that they mean well for the Kenyans, like banning of the pornography. And we saw that, of course, when the BBI went to the court, it collapsed because, of course, of the way, the format at which upon it was supposed to be voted in when it goes to what? To the public. So it should not be taken as a whole. Either you vote it or no. That is like, because eventually we'll throw it, and we know what happened to the BBI. There's some good amendment that was good for the country, but because of the bad elements, it's like we threw the baby with the bathwater. Yeah, so I think they must come up with the particular sections and probably we give us to the wananchi for public participation to allow wananchi to select the amendments that we feel deemed fit for our consumption, and the bad ones we throw away to avoid this omnibus referendum, which we vote once and we with all the bad elements inside. Yes.
All right, now let's transition to another very important and critical topic. And yesterday, under the leadership of Oburu Odinga, this is the brother to the late former Prime Minister Raila Odinga. Of course, ODM held its what many will call it's a crisis meeting, but in their own arguments, it's just a normal meeting under Oburu Odinga just to chart the way forward for the party. And part of the agenda of that particular meeting was now the preparation for the upcoming general election. And in regard to that another part was the implementation, full implementation of the 10-point agenda. And those are some of the things that are on the table. However, those who read in between the lines argue that probably that was a crisis meeting, and based on divergent views and of course dissenting voices during the burial of former Prime Minister Raila Odinga from each speaker from the ODM party, giving their own analogy and of course account during their time with the late former Prime Minister and what actually the relationship between the government, of course the ODM, which in simple term broad-based government, what it entail and the way forward. What is your reading in all this? Do we read too much politics into it, or there is more than meets the eye?
I will start by saying sentiments that were said by former President Barack Obama when actually he came here to KU. It was some couple of years ago. He said Africa does not need strong men or women. We need strong systems. Unfortunately, man has never learned from history, because way back in 1963 when we got independence, we had strong man called the late Jomo Kenyatta. He went, came 1992. When there was an election in 1994, we lost the former Vice President Jaramogi Odinga. Ford Kenya had their issues by then when the deputy party leader, the late Wamalwa Kijana, wanted to ascend power, and they had to choose a neutral ground thinker with who? Raila Amolo Odinga, whom he was not in the party structure at that point. So there we find that the Ford Kenya had a weak party structure, because how can automatically whoever is the deputy should actually amend to ascend to the higher seat, which is the party leadership. Again in 2002, when Moi was going, Kanu was there. We had the Raila Secretary General, the other Saitoti and so forth, who are deputy party leaders. But it just didn't fit that Uhuru from nowhere to come and take over and be the flag bearer of 202. So history has told us that believing in strong men, we always end up in the wrong side of history, the wrong hands, or the parties collapse. Now KANU has become to be a breakfast party. Now I don't know, is a wallet party or something, or it end up to be a of course, the president had a handshake previously with the Gideon Moi. Now coming to ODM, they say when the tide is too low, that's when you see those who are swimming naked. Raila was the father figure in the ODM party, and he could be able to be tolerant, extremely tolerant, because we had dissenting opinions within the ODM. Some were intransigent to accept with broad-based government, like the Secretary General Sifuna. But is a litmus test for that party now that Baba is no more. And like I said, we didn't need strong man. We must always have strong structures. ODM has structure. We have three deputy party leaders. Oparanya is there. We have we have Otsosi, Senator for Vihiga. We have Abdusamad, Governor for Mombasa, and of course Simbarati, Governor for Kisii. This is the structure. So unfortunately, somebody is just the burial shouting that the brother of the late Raila Oburu has to take over as the party leader, and it's like becomes the law within the party. Which structure? From where do you have such structures? That is why this party's democracy came, yes, but we still have a problem with the party leadership. Was it yesterday that Oparanya from somewhere in the Western Province said he expected to be the party leader, because by hierarchy he's above, but again he's also a litmus paper for ODM, because now Oburu Odinga is there. The question on the table is, can he fit the shoes of Baba? That is the big question on the table, because the wisdom and confidence of someone of status of Raila is not easy, because clearly you can tell immediately after that the Nyanza politicians came together, and I could even hear the member of parliament for Arieda Amolo saying that he is not interim party leader, he's actually the party leader, and the meeting had not come up already, because they just met yesterday on Monday. So where is democracy in this party? Remember, it's called ODM, Orange Democrat. The word democratic there. It's an irony, because for you to be a party leader, at least the next should sit down, agree in solidarity. And I want also to applaud Sifuna, because and other deputy party leaders, they have not come out clearly or to either defect or to bring some dissenting opinions. I think they find it wisdom to just keep quiet and relax and see how it goes. But because I can see, if they continue making wrong choices or directions toward 2027, their fate will be sealed. It will end up being a village party, briefcase party, and eventually a wallet party somewhere in the village.
All right. And of course, now talking about the choice of Oburu Odinga as the party leader. As things stand right now, he is interim party leader until at the time the party will decide if that position will be permanent or not. However, now for the first time, or rather for the longest time probably, the Luo Nyanza will be without a clear direction in terms of most of the time, most of the key decisions surrounding the governance and of course the leadership of the Luo Nyanza was believed to be direction was given by the former Prime Minister Raila Odinga. However, this is now a very precarious situation that the region finds itself, and there is what we see is now what we'll call the scramble for the heart and soul of rich vote Nyanza region. Do you probably foresee a scenario where the birth of a new king probably will emerge, and maybe the region will now follow in certain line, just like it used to follow in the direction and the footstep of former Prime Minister Raila Odinga?
I would say democracy or politics are both vacuum. Though it's still obscure at a point where which way for ODM. Although I prefer referring always to history, because it has never failed us. The question on the table is that who is the next king of Nyanza? That's the question on the table. Let us go back to history. In 1963, Jaramogi was the king there, Nyanza. The late Jomo Kenyatta was there, which Jaramogi was forced to take power, but he said, no, let me allow my brother from the mountain to take over. Coming to around 1992, Kijana Wamalwa was like the king of Western, Jaramogi king of Nyanza, and of course Moi Rift Valley. Power is not given power is taken. When the late Jaramogi passed on in January 1994, Raila did not wait to be given. He was not handed over. And remember, Raila, the late Raila was member of parliament with his father same time, and he was not given. He was not just a baby there, like I'm the son of the former vice president or what. He fought for it. And when he passed on, he came to Ford Kenya to compete against Wamalwa Kijana on the same Ford Kenya party leadership, of which he failed. He went and formed his own NDP. In 2002, when Moi selected Uhuru Kenyatta from nowhere to be the flag bearer, Mwai Kibaki, Raila Odinga, Charles Ngilo Kijana did not wait. They took over power. And even when Moi was going home, 2013, remember Ruto was not the preferable king of Rift Valley, and he was not handed over by Moi. He fought for it to ensure he galvanized that region so that he became the deputy president and subsequent president as per now. So I don't think that the power being handed over or party leadership of ODM to Buru Odinga is automatic the king. No. The young thugs who are there, the likes of Babu Winu, the likes of Wanga, Sifuna is there. Let them fight for it. And I can assure you, I can even predict whoever will be the next king. We must go to Wananchi. It's given under Article 1 supremacy of the Constitution and of course the power of the people. Whoever will be the next king of that region will go through the vetting process of Wananchi. He has to show his power there, and they must not. And I also don't like these issues of if ODM is going to have a amalgamated coalition with the current government beyond the broad-based, so that they share power 2027. You see, they must not always seem to have already accepted. You cannot go to negotiate on the table of the power and you already agreed. You're already telling all your villagers that that agreement, that one is okay. You see, you will not be a good negotiator. First of all, they must focus in bringing unity of ODM within the party to solidify and even ensure that Western Province remains solidly behind the ODM, so that by the time they will be negotiating on the table, remember now they only have 10-point agenda. It has nothing to do with the coalition of 2027. That's exactly what Secretary General Sifuna read yesterday. So at a point where they will be having a coalition, they can only hire or bargain better if they are united, so that they can end up and say they want the deputy president position. Because why? What else? What else will they be looking for? It's the largest, so far, the largest political party in Eastern Central Africa. And I like how Sifuna says that political parties are always formed to get power, not for fun. Why should they go in to dance? For the president and they have no any other agenda. They must, and that's why Raila Odinga never criticized Sifuna. And actually, he always said he's speaking on behalf of the party. Yes.
And do you foresee ODM standing the test of time? Can they hold on until 2027?
It's still obscure again. Nobody can predict it. We can only prophesize it, and I think it requires a lot of wisdom for it to galvanize. Oburu Odinga has to be very sober. If I were him, let him even call these perceived dissenting voices, Babu, Sifuna on the table and ask them, what else can we do? But if he listens to his Luo bigwigs, he will end up losing it, and it will become a village party. And some people, probably the Western Province, the member of parliament, that politician, can come up and say, let them come up with their own party. So there's two ways. Either the Western a Kenya politician then can come up with their own party and hear rumors about it, or they can remain within ODM and do what and succeed. But again, another litmus test will come when nomination is coming. If the ODM politicians already in power today, the governors, MCA, and members of parliament, if they will not open the nomination process to be open so that they allow fresh air, new blood, the young turks, the Gen Zs, to compete favorably during the nomination process, subsequent to election, if they will not open for that and guard it and get direct tickets, all of them, they will go home. Yes, because for anything to breathe, to sustain life, it must breathe. Breathing means breathing oxygen, out carbon dioxide, which is stale air. Yes.
And there is those who say that the death of ODM party leader Raila Odinga died with ODM. And there is the emerging voices now, the likes of, even when they talks about who will now inherit the shoes that were left by Raila Odinga, there is talks, some names like the name of Babu Wino popping up. However, there is an issue of the age factor in terms of now taking over the mantle. Do you even fancy his chances in this very populated names of bigwigs, the likes of Gladys Wanga? Everybody's actually scrambling for this very important role, and of course the position that can make one to be the kingsman of this region.
I'll retaliate it again. President Ruto is the most desperate politicians coming 2027. He must ensure ODM is united by all means, by all standards. Because remember, he knew that the late Raila will be there 2027. So that one, it was already a deal done for him. If it's 3 million, 3 million, and negotiable. Let him go to Western and galvanize. But none of these remaining politicians within ODM can fit the shoes of Baba. Meaning, if you were to have a meeting with Baba, one person alone, one person, you already have 3 million on the table. But for now, for you to get the all Nyanza votes, you must bring almost 20 people in the room. Bring Gladys Wanga alone cannot fit the shoes. You don't ensure 3 million. When you bring a Buru Odinga, you are not sure about it. So, President Ruto must ensure interest of people like Babu Wino are catered for. And Babu Wino interest is very simple. I need ODM certificate, nomination certificate for gubernatorial in Nairobi. It's simple as that. And those are the voices from the people. Sifuna the same. Senatorial Nairobi. ODM certificate. Some of these young taxes are not complicated. It's just simple as that. And to ensure there is no dissenting voices, sort out the issues of Paranya and people of Western Province. When there will be divides, when even 3 people will walk out from ODM, even Nyanza, President Ruto will not even be assured of getting solid block vote from Nyanza. It will be a hell out of the whole process.
Right, and because we've already run out of time, I'm afraid that is where we'll have to leave it for tonight. Asante sana for making time. Honorable Moses Obenzo, economist and political analyst.
Incoming Senator,
Busia County.
Yes.
All right. All right, now let's switch gears now to Matter Sports. Right now, SportPesa Premier League best side Nairobi United jetted back into the country to a rousing welcome at the Jomo International Airport on Tuesday after beating Tunisian giant Etoile Sportivo do Sahel 7-6 on penalties to qualify for the CAF Confederation Cup group stages on their debut. The Nai Boys becomes the first Kenyan team to qualify for the CAF Confederation Cup group stages on their debut. The Nicholas Muyoti-led charge stunned Etoile Sportivo Sahel 2-0 in the first leg in Nairobi before Tunisian outfit overturned the 2-goal deficit to force the match into penalties after a 2-2 aggregate draw ensues.
Auma boys mazee wamejituma poa sana. Game haikuwa rahisi. I think ilikuwa very hostile, lakini tulikuwa tushawa prepare na maboys walikuwa ready, na tunawashukuru sana kwa hiyo kazi wamefanya. Bado kuna kazi nyingi sana mbele yetu, na tunasema governor endelea kutushika na sisi tutakuwa mawinners. Next stage I think already I think sasa ni no pressure, tunataka kucheza bila pressure, na muhimu vijana wanajua tunataka kuwakilisha wa Kenya, na hiyo sasa hizi tunabeba flag na tuna make sure tutaweka mali na fatua.
Kwanza nashukuru Mungu kwa kila kitu. Nashukuru governor manze kwa support. Nashukuru technical bench kwa kunitrust na kunipatia opportunity ya kushowcase whatever naweza fanya. Kule Toel kuna vitu mingi tuli expect kupata hizo kelele kila kitu, lakini tulikuwa na courage na confidence ya kuface hizo vitu zote na to emerge victorious.
You have made us proud. You have gone beyond what many expected, but you know what we believe in as a team. All we do is win. We thank God Almighty. No maana sisi usema God siku zote. Spoke before the match. I spoke to the boys. I spoke to the coach. You know what we promised you, and you know we deliver what we promise. Amen. We shall of course sit down, but the main thing is to keep our heads straight. Isingie kwa kichwa bado.
Alright, so before we call it a night, the national women's football team Harambee Starlets have qualified for the second time in the nation's history for the Women Africa Cup of Nations qualifiers after beating Gambia 1-0 at home. That is away in Senegal, and of course booking their qualification ticket. Remember, the first leg was played here in Nairobi and Harambee Starlets won 3-1, and in the return leg they have won 1-0. Harambee Starlets only needed a draw to seal that very crucial spot. And of course, congratulations to Harambee Stars and Beldin Odemba for the job well done. And in return, the team will be bagging each player 1 million Kenyan shillings as promised by President William Ruto. With that, we call it a night. Many thanks for the men and women behind the scene, and for your esteemed viewers for always keeping us a company in the last 1 hour and some few minutes or so. My good name is Auma. Even until next time, do have a lovely night and God bless.